Hello and welcome back. In this video, we want to talk about the last type of arrays, which is multidimensional array. Our server is already on, so let's get right into it. Like you see, I have a print R with a couple of echo pre-formatted element. The multidimensional array, the first thing you need to know about it is it's not an array by itself. It's a mix of arrays. So it's the same arrays you just studied, which is index and associative. And when you put them together, so you put multiple arrays into each other, this is called multi-dimensional array. So for example, let's take our variable workers, and in this variable we will create an array, and let's put them in separate lines to see clearly. So inside this array, my first value, I want to create another array. And inside this array, I can say, for example, this is an associative array. Name. For example, Mark. And then I want to put inside the small array. I'm now inside the small array. My first line of code is a key and a value, the same way we used to do with the associative array. So this small array is an associative array, okay? And this big array here, the workers, is a multidimensional array because it's an array, and inside of it we have another array, okay? So this is the first value inside the big array, okay? So in this first value, I want to put name, age, for example. Let's say 32, and let's say one more, for example, salary. Let's say 1000. So inside this big array, workers array, I have my first value, which is an array by itself, and that small array have three values inside of it, which is the name, age, and salary. Okay, so I want to create another one. And let's take them back a little bit. So now I have three arrays, and three arrays are all inside a small array, or a big array, sorry, called workers. So all of them are inside the workers array. So let's change the names. For example, let's say Mary, and then 40, 1500. And let's say here John, and then 35, and let's say 850. So now I have three employees, and each employee is in a different array, okay? And all of them, the three of them, are inside this big array called workers, okay? So now I have one array, workers, and inside of it, three different arrays. Each employee have an array, okay? In our previous examples, in the index and associative array, we only had a value for each employee. So we had only the name or the salary of the employee. We didn't have multiple information. So using the multidimensional array, now I have for each employee three information. I have the name, age, and salary. I cannot do that with the index array or with the associative array. So let's check this in the browser. Localhost arrays, and we have a problem in line 54. Let's go back. 54 right here. Okay, we didn't end our array with a semicolon, the big array. Okay, this semicolon and comma, all this stuff is very confusing with the multidimensional array, because like you see, we have a lot of them. We have comma here, and we also have comma here. Okay, and we have a lot. I will not count them all, but there are a lot. But you need to just remember the structure of each array we put this comma because this is the first value. Between each value and the second one, we have array. We have a comma, right? So we put this comma to separate each array. Inside the array, we did the same. We put this comma, this comma, this comma, this comma. Okay, so you need to write the correct structure, and it can be a little confusing with a multidimensional array, but the more you practice, the more you understand. So let's save, go back, refresh, and here is my multidimensional array. Okay, so this one is an associative array, and this is associative array, and this is also associative array. Okay, but the big one is multidimensional array. Okay, like I see, I have a index number for each one of these arrays because we didn't specify a key for them. If we specify a key, it will be a key here, but we have index numbers, because if you don't specify a key, it means the PHP will use index numbers. Okay, so this is my multidimensional array. So we have index numbers. I can call each one of these arrays using this index number, and then I can go inside the array and use the key, because this is associative. I can use the key to get the value. So now I have two steps. I have the first step to get the array itself, and then use the key to get the specific value. Let's go back. So if I want to echo, for example, I will say echo the name of my array, which is workers. What we used to do with the associative and index array is write the index number here or write the key, right? For example, like this. So we used to write the index number or the key. But in here, that is not enough, because we need to get more in depth. Because, for example, if I write here 0, so where is index number 0? Index number 0 is this first array, right? So when I try to echo index number 0, it will find that the index number 0 is an array, and I will get an error. So let's save and check this. Refresh. Let's go back. We did something wrong. We forgot the semicolon. So now I get the array to string conversion and the word array. Like we agree, when you try to echo an array, you will get this error. Okay, because I tried to echo index number 0, and index number 0 is this one. So it's not a string, it's an array. Okay, so after I get into index number 0, I need to write something more. I need to write the value I want inside this index number 0. Okay, I want to get a specific value inside index number 0. For example, if I want to get the name, I'll write index number 0 and then name to get this value here, mark. Okay, so let's go back. Let's say index number 0, and next to it I wanna open brackets, another brackets, and then write the key, because this is associative array, so it has keys. So I can write here name, age, or salary. Okay, for example, let's say name. So what this is supposed to get me is the first index, which is this array, and then inside this first index I'm supposed to get the name key, okay, which is mark, the value which is associated with the name key. Okay, let's save and go back, refresh, and now I have no error. I get mark right here. Okay, so this is how to target values. Is the same way we used to do with the associative and index array. We just need to mix them. Okay, so let's go back. With the index array, we used to write it without this second bracket here, so like this. Okay, but now I wanna go to this index array, to the index number 0, which is this array right here, and then inside of it I want to do something else. I want to get to the value name, because if I stop only here, I'll get the error like we see. Okay, so I need to do like this, and if I have more arrays, I will get more inside and inside and inside, so I can have as many brackets as I want. But we don't want to confuse people, because we are just in the beginning, so we will just have 2 brackets. Okay, when you get more into PHP, you will learn to put more arrays inside there, and you can do a lot of stuff with it, so it's very useful. Let's say I want to target, for example, I want to target this second one, and I want to target the age. Okay, so let's say here age, and the index is index number 1. So I went to index number 1, which is this array right here, and inside that I took the age. Okay, so I used the age key to get this value, which is 40. Let's save, refresh, undefined index age. Okay, indexes or keys, like we talked in the associative array lesson, are case sensitive. I write age without a capital A, like you see. So it did not work because this index, because this index does not exist. Okay, this key does not exist. It knows the key age with capital, but not with small. So let's go back, fix that. I can take age from here, copy, paste, save, go back, and refresh, and now I get the age, which is 40, and this is the age of Mary. Okay, the index number 1 and age. Okay, so let's go back. So if I wanna reset or add values inside the multidimensional array, is the same way we used to do with the index array. For example, if I want to change the name here, okay, I want to change the name of the third employee, which is this one here. I need to target this array, which is index number 2, because this is index number 1 or 0, sorry, and this is 1 and this is 2. So I will target index number 2, and inside that I will target the name. So copy name, put here, and then equal sign, and equal to what? Let's say, for example, Michael. So now I will reset index number 2, which is this array. Okay, I'll reset the name in that index, which is this here, or index number 2 right here, sorry. Okay, this is index number 2, and this is the name inside index number 2. So I will reset John. Okay, let's just organize this. So let's save that and print the array again after we reset. So I will print the array first. I will get this right here. Okay, then I will reset the index number 2, like we agree here, and inside index number 2 I will reset this one, the name. So John will become Michael. So let's save this and go check, refresh, and like you see, I have my first array up here. Okay, so this is the first array, and inside of it, index number 2, the name is John. Okay, if I go down, this is my second array down here, and inside of it, the index number 2, the name is Michael, like you see down here. Okay, so we reset the name for this index number 2 or second array. So let's go back. So to reset and to add different information and different values inside the multidimensional array, you just use the same way we used with the index and the associative array. Okay, they are just it's just a path. You just have to know how to write the path correctly. Okay, how to target correctly to get to the value you want. Okay, in the index and associative we didn't have 2 brackets, but now we have 2 brackets. Okay, and like we say, it could get more. It could be 3 brackets, 4 brackets, 5 brackets, whatever. It depends on how many arrays you have inside. Okay, how many arrays inside each other. For example, this value could be an array. Okay, so now I will have an array, and inside of it an array, and again another array. For example, I can write here array, and the array will be with these values, for example. let's say hello, and we can write any words, it does not matter, and 250 for example. So now I have this array, and inside of it the first index, this array down here, mark, and then inside mark I have two values, and I have an array again. So now I have three arrays inside each other. So if I want to target, for example, hello, I will have to come down here, and let's delete all this actually, and just try to target the hello. Let's say echo workers. So now I am inside my workers array, okay? But inside my workers array, I want the index number 1 or 0, okay? So I'll go to index number 0. Now I am inside my array. I am inside here, okay? So inside here, I want the index number 0 also, okay? Because this is not associative, so it's 0. It does not have associative key. So this will be 0 again, and then I want inside that, for example, the number 250. This will be 1. If I had a key for this second array, for example, like this, age, it means in here I will put this word, okay? I'll put the word age. This is what I meant when I said it's not associative value, okay? Because before it did not have this key. So it will have a number, and the number will be 0 because there is no other number. This one have name and this one has salary. So the first number here is 0 because this is the first value with a number inside this array, okay? So let's save this and go check. Actually, let's print R as well. So copy. So I want to echo this specific value, and I also want to print the array. So let's save, refresh, unexpected line in line 37. Let's go back. Where is 37? We ended it with a semicolon. It's not supposed to end with semicolon because its value is inside this array. So it's supposed to end with comma, just like this. Okay, so copy. And let's go back. Refresh. And now I get 250 because I targeted what? I targeted index number 0. Okay, so it's this array up here. And inside that index, I targeted the age. Okay, so it's this second array inside here. And inside the age, I targeted index number 1. So it's just a path. You just go one step, one step, one step, one step, and like that. Okay, this is how you target values inside arrays, inside any arrays. It's a little bit more complicated in the multidimensional, but this is only because it have a lot of arrays inside of it. But it's the same way like the others, and with the practice you will get a lot better. So this is everything, and in the next video we will discuss a little bit more advanced information about the arrays. For example, how to use the loops with the arrays. We use the for each loop and the for and the while. All the loops we study, we will use them to display arrays and to do different things. So I'll see you in the next lesson, and hopefully you understood everything. And even if you didn't, we will practice a lot more in the next video. And the multidimensional, you just need practice. Don't get scared. You'll understand it all the more you practice with it. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you